Presenting the Vitara, the updated SUV from Suzuki.
Behind us is the Suzuki Vitara.
Now, you first saw the Vitara, I think it was in the 80s, and you could even get a wide boy version which had really wide wings. And as you can see, the vehicle has come a long way, hasn't it?
I was definitely going to say that. Now, this model has a 1.4 litre booster jet engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox.
This model does retail for about £25,000, but for that you get lots of different options, which we'll go into later in the review. They do start at just over £17,000. As Michael mentioned, we've got the SZ5, you can get an SZ4 and an SZT as well. You can also get an automatic as well.
You can only get a petrol though.
We saw that on the Jimny, didn't we?
Yes, we did. But you do get things like a panoramic sunroof and climate control.
Yeah, they're very well kitted out. I think it's got some good looks as well. Saying that, I'm going to be looking at the exterior and the styling.
I'm going to be taking a look at the practicality, the functionality.
And then we'll both drive it.
Then Annabelle will bring you the verdict on whether or not this is the car for you.
Stepping round to the front of the car, the first thing you'll notice is the off-road rugged styling. There's also lots of chrome that uplifts it, big Suzuki badge, and a grille that's in keeping with the rest of the range. You have LED projector headlamps, they're automatic. You have rain sensing wipers. You also have LED daytime running lights and front fogs. And it comes with a whole array of safety gear, including collision detection, lane keep assist, even blind spot detection, and you've got parking sensors as well. Stepping round to the side of the vehicle, you're immediately met with 17-inch alloy wheels. As you can see, they've got a road tyre. It's quite high profile, so it makes it comfortable, even when off-roading. You've also got the cladding round the outside, runs along the bottom of the sills and the arches, gives it an off-road styling. Keyless entry, power folding door mirrors with blind spot detection. One thing that is particularly striking on this car is the black roof. That's an £800 option, but it really does make the car, especially in red. Stepping round to the rear of the car, first thing you'll notice, big Suzuki badge, Vitara, and this is the all-grip model, which means it's 4x4. Sculpted rear lenses, and the off-road styling continues, but there's also a satin effect down here. You can even attach a tow bar there as well. High-level brake light, inner rear spoiler, and look, here's the sprayer for the rear wiper, and it's actually encompassed in the brake light.
Stepping into the Vitara is nice and easy thanks to the raised ride height. I really like the retro vents, this funky styling on the dashboard, and the clock in the centre here. The soft touch materials along the top of the dash and a decent sized infotainment screen. The really funky fabric on the seats, and overall everything feels very robust and well put together. Some soft touch materials along the top of the doors would have been nice, but overall it's very robust and funky. When it comes to functionality, you've got all-around electric windows, power folding door mirrors with blind spot detection. They are also heated. Hill descent control, your controls for the parking sensors, stop start and collision detection, as well as your engine start stop button, automatic lights, automatic wipers, media controls, active cruise control. In the centre you've got a fuel computer that shows your range and economy. The dials are nice and clear as well. You have 2 air vents and an analog clock in the centre, infotainment system with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, DAB radio and sat-nav, dual zone climate control, a USB 12-volt socket. Below that you have the controls for your 4x4 mode. You have snow and sport, as well as an automatic mode. You also have lock and hill descent controls located over here. Above you also have the controls for the power shade and the tilt and slide panoramic sunroof. When it comes to practicality, I've got lots of headroom and lots of legroom. All of the adjustment in the seat is done manually. This is set up for Ben and he's 6'3". I've got reach and height adjustment in the steering wheel. A very good sized door bin where you could fit a large bottle of water, a packet of sweets and a packet of crisps. A sunglasses tray down here, as well as a place to store your phone. Some trays here that could be used as cup holders, a decent sized storage area in the centre, and a decent sized glove box. Stepping into the back is nice and easy thanks to the raised ride height and the doors opening nice and wide. Once you're back here, I'm 6 foot tall and I have ample headroom and ample legroom. This seat's set up for Ben and he's 6'3". 2 adults would be comfortable back here, 3 children, not a problem. 3 adults on shorter journeys. It's nice and light and airy back here thanks to the panoramic sunroof, even with the privacy glass. Some nice additions would have been a pull-down armrest, maybe a USB in the centre console, and some soft padding on the door. But remember, this car does start at around 17,000. You do have a decent sized door bin. Everything's very robust, so you're not going to have to worry about muddy Wellingtons. You've also got electric windows and side airbags, as well as ISOFIX points on both these outer seats. The seats are very comfortable and I really like this design. It would have been nice to see some soft touch plastics along the top of the doors. Coming around to the boot of the car, if you have the key fob in your pocket, then you can use the keyless entry to unlock. Once you're back here, you have 375 litres of space on offer. It's a nice square space and there's no gap between the floor and the boot lip. At the side there's 2 large storage points, and underneath the floor there is some additional storage. You can also adjust this floor so that it sits upright, making for easy access for the inflation kit underneath the secondary floor. There is also shopping hooks. The seats are 60/40 folding. Once they're down, space increases to 1,160 litres. The seats don't quite fold flat, but you're still going to be able to fit a mountain bike in there, and there's no load lip between the floor and the seats themselves. What's the Suzuki Vitara like to drive? This model has a 1.4 litre booster jet engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox.
And this is petrol, and it's the SZ5 model, and it's 4-wheel drive as well, isn't it?
I was going to say we have all grip.
You can get a range of engines, gearboxes and trims. And as we mentioned, this is the SZ5, so this is top of the range. We've also got the £800 option of the bright red with the black roof.
I was going to say, I think that this engine is very capable, especially with the manual gearbox. It gives a sporty element, it has a nice shift to it. It isn't notchy and the ratios are nice as well.
That's what you want out of a manual box, isn't it?
It is, and it isn't slow.
No, that's pretty punchy for a petrol, isn't it?
It can gain speed very quickly and it's still very capable at motorway speeds.
What's the steering like then?
The steering's nice and light when, well, pootling around lanes like now, but when you undertake some more spirited driving or motorway work, weightens up nicely. It's also nice and light to carry out manoeuvres.
Well, that's it. You've got nice big windows, haven't you? You've also got a reversing camera and parking sensors.
Yes, you have. You've also got things like blind spot detection and collision detection, as well as active cruise control. You also have automatic lights, automatic wipers, and infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay.
I can't miss that it says all grip here on this funky trim. I'm assuming this is the 4-wheel drive mode here, isn't it?
That is, you have sport and you also have snow.
It's also got an auto mode as well, so it can detect what's going on. It'll choose a mode accordingly. What's economy like?
Economy, even with my spirited driving, I've got 41.3 mpg coming up here from Nottinghamshire, so that was what, a 160 mile trip?
That's very impressive.
I think realistically you would actually be able to get 45 mpg easily on an economy run.
And it's not a small vehicle, is it? I mean, it is a decent size, it's very practical, it's very comfortable, and to get 45 to the gallon in a 1.4 petrol booster jet engine, I think that's rather good. Overall,
the ride's very good, it's very comfortable.
I've noticed there's hardly any roll. It's not raw, is it? And that's what you do notice. I mean, you will get the odd bit of roll, but it's not like, say, an old school 4-wheel drive where they go like that.
That's it. It soaks up the bumps and the potholes very well, and on the motorway it doesn't wallow around. The engine has 140 PS and 220 newton meters of torque. I suppose that's why it's very capable.
Exactly, yeah. Considering it's 1.4, like we keep mentioning, and it's petrol. Here's a question: how does it differ to the Jimny?
Well, it's far more usable, especially if you want an everyday driver. It's far better on a motorway, and well, it's great for carrying the family around.
Yeah, whereas the Jimny was basically just absolutely perfect off-road and not particularly bad on-road. far better than the earlier one, and this is just, like you say, it still has the calibre of the Jimny. It's just, well, it's a lot more family orientated, isn't it?
Well, I was going to say you can still handle rocky shores, muddy campsites, because we have hill descent control and the all grip system.
It'll be interesting to see how the auto mode works on this.
So here we are tackling some rocky terrain with the all grip system just in automatic mode.
It seems to be coping quite well. It seems to be reading the terrain the right way, doesn't it?
Now you don't have a low mode, but you do have hill descent control. Like, that's it, we're taking this car far further than you would take your average family crossover. And the thing is, in the cabin, it's not too raw, it's not too bouncy, it's not too firm.
It's interesting to see how it adapts.
It makes for a great all-rounder because there's no inconvenience of owning a properly capable 4x4, yet it still has...
It has enough for the, well, the modern outgoing family, doesn't it?
Well, that's it. If you have a active life and mountain bikes and the such and want to go exploring like campsites, activity centres, rocky shores with your snowboard, surfboard or ironing board, then you're going to be able to do so with the Vitara.
Very versatile.
With a number of engines and gearboxes to choose from, the Vitara gives you lots of choice, especially with the introduction of the 1 litre turbo option. This model is the SZ5 and has the 1.4 litre booster jet turbocharged petrol engine with a manual gearbox and is fitted with 4-wheel drive. It delivers 220 Nm of torque and will get you from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 10.2 seconds. The range starts at just under £17,000 for the SZ4 model, and the one we have here goes for just over £25,000 with optional extras. It's Euro 6 and NCAP 5 too. Standard equipment across the range includes alloy wheels, cruise control, USB and Bluetooth connectivity, lane departure warning and blind spot monitor. Additional features included with the SZT and SZ5 models include adaptive cruise control, collision detection with brake assist. All grip models are fitted with vehicle sway warning to alert you of excessive sway at speeds over 37 miles per hour. These models also come with a panoramic sunroof and smartphone linkage for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. With comfort, safety and great styling combined with versatile on-road and off-road capability, the new Suzuki Vitara is definitely worth a closer look.